Hey guys, so I actually won't be doing NEL. Turns out that I wasn't able to get into a lobby or something. They didn't post the password in IXDL, so I wasn't able to actually join it. So I am just going to update Twitch to make sure that it knows. And alright, so this next game that I have up, this is going to be game number 2 actually for October 13th or something, October 12th, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, it was submitted to dota2castit, the subreddit that I pull all of my games from. I'm actually about an hour late casting it, but whatever. It is just described as a very high skill bracket, very back and forth, intense, and worth a cast. So hopefully it is, because I want to be able to take pubs from you more often. I don't want to have to stop doing it, if there's not any good games being posted. But for right now, I will take it. I didn't mention this during the last game, but I know that my audio levels have not been the best. Maybe not audio levels, but my microphone hasn't been sounding the greatest. I'm using a Steel Series, and I'm not quite sure why I sound like I'm in a fish tank. But I will be fixing that probably this coming week, maybe mid this week. So maybe the next time that I stream or something. I'm not quite sure, but I'll see what I can do. I'm going to be trying to pick up a Logitech mic, just see if it makes any difference, or if it's just the way that I'm streaming, the way that I'm encoding. But anyway, regardless, I'm just going to jump right into the game. This was submitted actually by TKDota, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's Tell him TK, but actually this looks like almost a clan. So let me hop right into the game. I'm just going to switch my overlays. Am I still dropping frames? Nope, no frames are being dropped. Perfect. Alright, so let me just fast forward through the picking phase. Looks like it was all picked, so I'll just let the timer run out here. Okay, so I'm just going to go through very, very quickly what the players' names are. We're going to have Phonic, I think that's how you would pronounce that. Phonic up on the Faceless Void. We're going to have Huff Forks up on the Windrunner. SGP up on the Undying. Viper is going to be played by TK, who was the one that submitted the replay. Thanks, Ben. And we're going to have Shadow Demon, good old SD, played by Gerald Funk. Looks like he bought the Cluckles. Cluckles for Brave. What a lucky man to have Cluckles. We're going to have Elder Titan, played by Pursuit of Happiness. Hasn't picked up any items yet, but hopefully he will. PA is going to be played by Kaya. I don't know what that first character is, but whatever. Tiny is going to be played by Little Havost. Movie Star is going to be playing the Axe, and he looks like a fucking movie star with his blink dagger and the rest of his items. Actually, it's kind of cool. And Wisp is the final pickup by Creams. He's going to give some awards to Pursuit of Happiness as he heads to the offlane with boots. Let's go with the initial item bonus. Ooh, look at that. Look at those match bonuses or battle point bonuses. What nice guys. Looks like Viper is going to be blocking. Tiny not blocking and did not get the rune either. He went straight for a Bottle Rush. I think that he randomed. I don't like this. Bottle Rush, even with random gold, it's the best. I mean, his gold could maybe have been spent on like a Stout Shield or something. So TK with another Toxin should have no problem getting last hits, and he should be able to harass Tiny right at the lane. Looks like he already has. Maybe Tiny's just waiting for a Stout Shield even. Undying having a little bit of fun, I guess. clearly in view though with Stout Shield and Boots. Obviously, he's going for a roaming support build. In the off lane, we're going to have that Windrunner with a couple observers. Hasn't placed them yet. Maybe looking, yep, there's the block on the camp. And no sentries, so no pulls going to be happening. I don't know if they would have happened, but there's going to be none happening there. And we're actually going to see Axe having a lot of harassment here. I think it's going to be just fine up against this Undying Windrunner. They're actually going to mega dive here. And they are going to get the kill, and they're going to switch the aggro. Was it in time? No. So Undying is going to go down. However, Wisp got a little bit of XP, but obviously Windrunner and Undying get a fair amount. And that's pretty big, because I think Axe, yeah, he's going for jungle build. So stopping him being able to jungle is very important. We're going to see TK laying into Little Havast here. Just a little bit of harassment. Windrunner's going to miss with the power shot. That would have been good, though, to stop the bottle charges. He still doesn't have enough health to stay in lane, I think, so he's going to have to do something about that. Windrunner dropping down another Observer Ward to help out with rune control. Tiny just got really lucky picking up a haste, though. On bottom lane, we're going to have Shadow Demon. He is trying to harass this Elder Titan in a lane, but he is getting a fair amount of XPs here. The lane is actually really pushed. It's mostly due to this Observer Ward, actually, blocking off the camp. Faceless Void looks like he's just going Stout Quelling with a little bit of regen, so that's fine, I think. I think he could have maybe done without the Stout Shield, though. I think he could have. But regardless, here, we're going to have a engagement bottom. He did use the Time Walk, but it looked like it wasn't far enough. Let me go back, actually. I want to see what exactly goes on here. This Time Walk is a fair distance, so they're going to use that, and yeah, it looks like maybe he tried to click on him, which he should not have done. If he was up maybe here when he left it, I think they could have got the kill, but at this point... Oh wow, Shadow Demon actually is going to get the kill here. Undying may go down. Nope, Undying's fine. So far, actually, this is quite good trades for the Radiant. The only problem now is I think that Windrunner's dead. Oh my god, Windrunner's going to get a kill. Phantom Assassin is actually going to get the kill there, and Tiny is actually going to end up picking up Undying. Undying was way, way too far back, and Tiny had a haste rune. So things not looking the best here. TK, he's going to try to rotate, but unfortunately PA does hide. I don't think that he realizes that she doesn't have a TP scroll. So she does still have to walk out of there regardless. It is going to give Io a little bit more experience. He's nearly there's level 4. So that's good for him. Havast now, little Havast, up with a little bit more. They're kind of threatening TK, but not a whole lot that he can do. And they're actually going to try to fight this here. There's the throw, and there's the wisp little orbs. But it wasn't enough, and that's actually going to be little Havast way overextension. He may actually die from this. There's the stun, doesn't latch, but doesn't even need to. So Io and Tiny both go down. This is actually kind of major. And Undying is actually going to be picking up the PA with using the Tombstone. So if we look down at bot lane again, Elder Titan's doing a fairly good job with his harassment. Io's going to come back mid just to try to help out with this defense. The orbs do a fair amount of damage to heroes. Looks like he does 250 after it's all said and done if it's all on one hero. They're really going after this, really going after the Windrunner here, but I don't think that they're going to get the kill as the Shackle's off. And they're going to lose both the Io and the Axe. In return, they are going to get the Viper. Elder Titan is going to go down bottom. By Faceless Void, so that's good for Faceless. They still need to start doing some pulling. They should have really counter-warded that, I think. Shadow Demon does have the goal to do it. Instead, they're giving Elder Titan a lot of experience here. He just has barely less experience than Faceless Void, and that's just his death time. So, Titan's going to pick up the regen rune, And PA still farming. I'm not quite. I feel like I feel like they're building really defensive in terms of like incorrectly defensive in terms of their laning, but that's fine. TK here. He does have 1 level into his corrosive skin, which is worth to note because Tiny's big thing is at level 6 he gets a massive speed boost. But obviously that's going to be fairly combated due to the corrosive skin. Windrunner going to go up here and try to defend out a little bit more up against this PA. Just try and see what experience and gold she can get. Faceless Void. He looks like he's going to try to rush a Battle Fury. I'm not quite sure if I agree with that. I feel like this game is okay to go a Hand of Midas just due to the fact that you have enough mid-game, I think, in terms of Viper. But, you know, I guess whatever he thinks is proper is proper. Oh, they're actually going to have an engagement here with Tiny using his Avalanche onto the Undying, but with the increase of the Magic Nuke, they're actually going to be able to take out Tiny. They're going to try to sleep. They do get the successful sleep, and Elder Titan's going to be able to run away. But besides that, it doesn't do a whole lot. Disruption's still on cooldown, so I think he's going to be just fine. Undying is going to take actually some tower shots here. He's going to lose about 150 health. Io! Ooh, what was Io just doing? Going to lane. Io's going to disconnect. Hopefully we're going to see a reconnect here. If we don't, I don't know about this game. While it's paused, let's take a look at some items while it's paused. How do I do that? F5? Yeah. Orb of Venom. Nice thing to have on Undying. It's going to help out with the slow, with the zombies. TK still hasn't picked up anything else yet. Actually, there's something coming out to him on the courier. So there's actually phase boots. That's really nice to have at this point in the game. Shadow Demon looks like it's going to go in 4-staff potentially, or Tranquil Boots. Either one of those are going to be completely fine, in my opinion. I still think that they should have some counter wards up, though. Windrunner right now, she's sitting okay. She's actually in a little bit of trouble here. But I don't think that... oh, yeah, PA does have a chance to get there, and wow. PA, no mercy after the unpause. Just completely goes right for the Windrunner. She may have stepped away for something. Yeah. That was a little bit douchey, actually. But it's a pub. Ooh. It's a lot of shit talking going on. Faceless Void, seriously, he's going right for it. He just used it. I'm pretty sure he just used it. Tiny taking a lot more harass here. Ooh, Faceless Void actually does get silence there, but I don't think he wants to use that or split quite yet. You really want to use that for team fights. I actually have an engagement on the mid here. Looks like Tiny thought that he could man up against TK, but TK actually is able to do enough damage, and the Windrunner ends up taking the rest of it here. He needs to get in position to do a shackle. He's going to shackle. He should shackle really badly. Ooh, he's going to get dunked on. TK goes down, but in return they do get the axe, and that was an axe coming to defend the Tiny, so realistically, that again, that's an advantage for the Radiant. And the Radiant looks like they're just going to push this, which I agree with. This is a good time to push. It's a good, you know, just for 10 minutes. They're going to fortify, but a lot of damage already been done. Windrunner almost has phase boots up. SD has his magic wand up. And Undying still with his bottle boots. A lot of early game items. Man, TK, he should be turning on his ring right now. I guess it doesn't really matter. And here comes the initiation. Here was the throw along with... Oh, that was actually a really good disruption, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Undying is going to be able to pick up a double kill there. Shadow Demon does go down, but again, they're losing their mid and their jungler, and they're good down. Io. This looks like it's starting to get out of control. PA looks like she's going to come down and try to pick up the Undying here, but she's going to rely on some crits. She is not the crit lord, but she is going to actually get a kill there. And Windrunner doesn't have anything left. Windrunner may go down. This was a way overextension. That's going to be a crit that she really needed there. P is going to pick up a double kill. That's going to be incredibly helpful for her. If we take a look at the graph early on, we're looking at just above a 5k gold lead for the Radiant. And a 2200 experience lead. Now this may be due to the jungling before. Oh, we're actually going to see what just happened there. Faceless Void is farming. I hate when that happens. So Tiny and Elder Titan both come down, and the additional TP. It looks like they were setting up for a sleep. Why did the sleep not work there? Maybe it's because he got stunned. Either way, they don't have enough time to get there and Axe to dunk. Right now, this is the part in pubs where Axe gets a little bit out of control, and he can just start dunking like fucking Michael Jordan. It gets a little bit ridiculous. But he went for really early game items. Looks like they want to defend this, and Undying's actually coming around the backside, but I don't think he realizes that there's 4 heroes here. This is a little bit too hopeful. Tombstone's not even level 4 yet. He is actually going to get sleeped as well. Tiny's going to go down to the Shadow Demon due to his ulti, but it doesn't look like they're actually going to be able to take out this Elder Titan. Shadow Shot misses. Power Shot misses. Disruption's still on cooldown. Tiny's actually going to buy back. This is a way overextension. TK is going to be coming over. I don't think that he's even going to get the kill. Oh, he will get this Wisp, but I don't think it was really worth it here, and they need to back off right now. Earth Splitter is going to be used. TK's... Oh, no, nobody gets caught in it, but TK is going to go down. SGP needs to wait to TP. He needs to TP out of here. I don't think he's going to be interrupted. They don't know that he's there. So that was a really messy fight. Faceless Void there. Picking up his Battle Fury in about, I guess, 800. He KS's my kills. How much does 324... 635. I think that's fair enough to give Undying a little bit more farm, though. Undying should really be building the mech here, because I think he's going to last a little bit longer. Undying, you don't want it to be used to save a support. You want mech to be used to save a team. It's a big problem with Crystal Maiden and those kind of characters picking them up. It's not usually worth it. Undying's actually really, really hopeful here, and I don't like this. I'm glad that he backed up, because PA was rotating over. Undying is now going to be picking up a Vanguard. And looks like this Undying, I think he's a little bit too aggressive in the game style that he's playing here. But Faceless Void's going to take down that tower, and there's a Void Stone on there that he should be sending to himself. I think somebody's fucking with the courier right now. We're going to have a massive team fight break out in the mid, and I'm actually going to rewind a little bit because I want to make sure I get this, because I suck at team fights. So the Battle Hunger is up on Undying right now. And the sleep is actually going to whiff on both people. Now they should be backing off because Faceless Void's not here right now. But with the throw, Undying's actually taking a lot of damage here from the PA and the Axe. The Earth Split's going to come out. It's actually going to be dominating TK right here. TK does get slowed, but both of them are getting slowed right here because of the corrosive skin. Are they actually going to be able to get the kill here? Axe dunk right on his face. Undying and Viper for only a Tiny. I think they're going to be okay with this. And they're actually going to maybe get in the Shadow Demon. He is going to use Disruption, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him here with the Battle Hunger. And then the slow. Windrunner is trying to help out, but Axe is going to get the end here with the Helix. So that was actually an Undying Viper Shadow Demon, yeah, for only a Tiny. So 3 for 1. Sure, he's your mid, but 3 for 1 is great. At least at this point. And wow, he should not have been there farming. I'm not even quite sure what he was doing there. He knew that they were around. So it was a little bit hopeful. And it's really nice. I preferred not to have the crab courier, but because I like my mammoth, but that's okay, courier. I think Cluckles is cool. Anyway, now that we know what they have for couriers, let's move on to, let's take a look here just before the tower. Radiant is originally it looked like it was a snowballing game, but there's an 11k gold or 1100 experience lead, and still 5500 gold lead. That's kind of crazy difference, actually. Maybe it's because of the 2 towers, but it looks like while they're diving under tower there, is Wisp also TPs. We're going to have all 4 heroes up on the top lane. Undying is going to go down. He's going to make them work for it. Undying goes down as well as the Tombstone. That's a fair amount of gold going the way of the Elder Titan. But TK's still up, and he's actually going for Shadowblade. Shadowblade on Viper's okay in pubs, especially where they're not buying a whole lot of wards and sentries. Battle Hunger's actually doing a lot of damage to that SD there. But if it was really in high skill bracket, I think that he should maybe go for something like a Yasha or a Drum, just to increase his stats a little bit more. But this is probably fine for right now. Tiny has his Arcane Boots up. Axe has Drum. PA is looking at Desolator, maybe? I'm not quite sure what she's going to be building with that. I doubt it's going to be BKB. And Elder Titan just with a Magic Stick Arcane Boots. Wisp with Magic Stick, and looks like it's going to be building up a... Oh, did not stop his TP there. I thought there was going to be an engagement. And looks like he's going to be building up an urn. I actually really like on Wisp Tranquil Boots, Soul Ring, because of the trick where you give Faceless Void. I like that. There's a cool trick that you can do. Top tower is going to go down, but there's a cool trick that you can do where you use Soul Ring. The person you're tethered to gets 150 mana, and then you just use Tranquil Boots. You get all the health back, and the person that you're with gets a lot of health. Shadow Demon over here risking a lot with that. Actually, they're going to TP, and they're going to go for this Undying. I think they probably should have went for the Faceless Void, and they're actually going to send a couple to TP. TPs are cancelled. Mistakes are being made for this Undying. I have no idea how he's still alive. Maybe it's the Vanguard. He's going to drop the Tombstone again, which is going to be feeding away a lot of gold. This is 90 gold in addition to what you lose whenever you die. So, and 110 experience. So, I mean, it's not something to be played with. I think that that's a big mistake each time that he's dying. I just had the courier deliver a vitality booster. So he's going to be able to survive a little bit longer. It means that he's going to be able to use his counter helix a little bit longer as well. Some pretty big items being done on the Radiant side with, not Vanguard, Vorstaff being done on the Windrunner, and of course that Shadowblade being done finally on TK. He's just going to Shadowblade right on out of here, and due to no detection, he's fine. Windrunner doing a little bit of dewarding there. TK using the Shadowblade more offensively this time, but it looks like they were backing off, maybe just to, yeah, they're just going to sap a little bit of XP. Elder Titan has a recipe for BKB, so Elder Titan, oh no, sorry, that's Phantom Assassin. What's that hood? Oh, that's a really cool set. I want that set. What is it again? Dark Wrath. I'm going to take a look at that. That's actually a really nice set. They're going to spot at the courier. TK is going to actually go for it. Oh my god, if he gets this courier, it only has wards on it, but that's going to be a pretty sick pick off. Face Boots is used. Oh, they're not able to take it out, I don't think. Oh, there they do. He uses haste. Courier goes down. That's actually insane. That's 150 gold to each of the heroes, I believe, on the Radiant, or 175. Top tower is going to go down, but that's okay. I think it may have already been done before, but that's fine. TK, he needs to back up now. I don't know if he sees him there. Oh my gosh, he's going to get stunned, and he's going to get dusted. Disruption is not going to save him from the Earth Split. That's a major amount of damage. So they're going to try to use the orbs to get a little bit of damage out there. Shackle does not latch, and they're actually going to do a little bit of damage here to Movie Star. It's actually a fair amount of damage. Viper's going to go down to Tiny. I don't know how. Oh, it must have just been an avalanche toss. Combo, Faceless Void. Could have went for that, I think. There's PA, though. So now it looks like they are getting ready. TK's down on the Viper, so they're not going to have him for this mid lane fight, which really sucks. But Movie Star is going to get shackled up. Undying needs to get out of there. It's going to take a lot of damage from the counter Helix. There is the Critosphere, but the also meant that the tower was down. I think Undying's going to go down here. Shadow Demon's down. And they're still under tower, but I think that they're going to be fine. We're going to be able to take out this tower. They can pressure tier 2 at this point. If you look at the advantage, in terms of XP, they've actually taken over. They have about 1,100 experience lead, and it's still a 5k gold lead, but they're about to cut that down by getting another 1,200 gold. Windrunner needs to get out of there. She has absolutely no mana at all. And there's actually going to be the throw. Unfortunately, it came before the sleep. I'm not quite sure what that move is actually called. I don't play Elder Titan a whole lot. Before the Echo. But here's that pressure I was talking about. Now they need to back off, I think, because I don't think that they're going to have the advantage in this. Shadow Demon is going to be there. He was not able to use Disruption in time, and he's just going to be absolutely floored by the Tiny and the Axe there. Now it looks like PA is going to be rotating to go after this Faceless Void. She did actually build BKB, and it looks like now he's just going to try to TP out, but unfortunately, the crits. Yeah, they both rely on RNG, so I guess one of them's going to win, one of them's going to lose. Yeah. I bow to you. Faceless Void bows in that circumstance. So, right now, in terms of EXP, Dire has a 4k gold lead, and they only have a 2,500 4k experience lead, and a 2,500 gold lead. And with the towers now even, like, this is when it really shows what the actual gold difference is, because now there's no BS tower gold. All tier 1s are down, and Dire is doing a pretty good job now. Now they're going to take Rashawn, and they're going to get an extra 1,000 gold from this. And nearly 5,000 experience. Elder Titan, somebody has to take the sages here. Okay. It'll be like 15 minutes and I'm done, according to the game. All right. I just said it's going to be another 15 minutes according to the game time. Okay, sorry. There's the avalanche toss combo. That's almost too much though. On top of them here, and Tiki's actually just going to end up going down here. And it looks like that was a nice save. Avoided the Earth Split there, but I think SGP is still going to go down. Faceless Void uses his ultimate only on the Elder Titan, and he still had his ulti, or still at Aegis. They're so low on the Dire, but I don't think they're going to be able to get any kills here. SGP bought back, but canceled out his TP. Faceless Void is actually going to be able to go down. Oh no, RNG for the win. And he's actually able to stay up. Just checking out the game time there. And it looks like actually this winner is going to be a sandwich in a second. And actually this, oh, if he did not get the tether stun right there, he maybe would have been able to kill him faster. Movie Star is going to go down as well as the Tiny. And this is actually really bad for the Dire. The Courier also went down in all of this as well. It went down again. I'm not quite sure what the Courier had on it, but he went for Blade Mail, so maybe there was the end of the Blade Mail, not quite sure. But that really does suck to have that go down. Sorry if I sound quieter now. There's members in the house that are sleeping, so I need to be quieter. Sorry. Mech done on the... oh wow, that's pretty interesting. Mech to be done on both teams at the same time. Radiant is bringing it back due to that insane fight that just went so good for them. Faces Void going for my typical build too. It's just that I sometimes end up picking up a Hand of Midas in addition to all this. But he's going for Mask of Madness and Battle Fury. I don't know why he just laughed a whole bunch. Oh, just because he took a Stout Shield or something? Belongs to the Faceless Void. I'm not quite sure why he has his Stout Shield. Maybe it was at the Rosh Pit. Gold going way back up to nearly 10k. Right now it's at around, or no, sorry, going up to 7,500. It's going up to about 6,000 right now, potentially 6,300 or so. Collectibles bringing out a fighting over the Courier. Chrysalis for the Faceless Voids. Now he is going for that Daedalus Battle Fury Mask of Madness build, which is really pubby, but I like it so much because of the fast attack speed. You're hoping for those crits. You're hoping for the stuns, and TK is actually in a lot of trouble right now. If they have dust, does anybody have dust? Nobody has dust, and TK's fine. Windrunner, not so much. Windrunner's going to take about 300 damage there, but she's going to be just fine. TK going to be doing a fair amount of damage with his ultimate. The stun does not latch, but Movie Star is actually looked to be going down here. No Wisp with the tethers is going to help it a lot. Our Split is going to help take down SGP on that Undying. And there is the ultimate thrown down by Faceless Void. However, he did not pop the Helm of the Dominator. Not quite sure why. Mask of Madness. And he's, oh my god, he gets dunked. He must be raging so much right now. He is going to buy back. That PA had like 20 health, maybe 15. This is a heavy overextension. SD does save himself from that damage. However, now Faceless Void is kind of stuck in a Paradigment. They're going to try to take out the Tiny now. Stun does not latch, but Viper is able to take him out. Actually, sorry, Viper takes out the Axe, and the Tiny went down by the Windrunner. Viper takes out the IO, and that's now, like, this is massive for the Radiant. Sure, they had to use a Faceless Void buyback, but they're doing just take out 3 just from a buyback. PA is going to be picking up Skull Basher, so she's probably going for an Abyssal Blade next. What did the Courier just pick up? It looks like TK is maybe going for a big KB. No, Aghanim Scepter. I love it. I love Aghanim Scepter on Viper. I think it's a hilarious item pickup. However, that's Blade Mail now on the Axe. So that does suck a little bit. Who is Gerald again? Gerald was the SD. So it looks like he's going for Arcane Boots, and the Courier had something else, but I don't quite remember. Voidstone, I think? Voidstone's on the Windrunner. She's going for a Hex. I think that's really greedy on her part, but I think it maybe turned out to be fine. Hexing any one of those players is actually good. They're going to use the smoke here. Rashawn's not for another 3.5 minutes, so looks like maybe they're just trying to go around the jungle in this general area here and see what they can get. Not going to be a whole lot though. Unfortunately, they thought Faceless would be farming. But he almost has his Daedalus, so he's probably looking to just be a little bit more defensive at this point. They may still actually catch up him and Shadow Demon at this point. No. They're going to give all the farm, looks like, to Faceless Void, which is a great idea. Shadow Demon is going to be caught out, though, and be just kind of blasted down there. TK wisely Shadow Blades out. He's missing 500 health, and he has his Ag Scepter back at base. He needs to go back and go grab that. Faceless Void's going to pick up his Daedalus. Well, he buys his Daedalus, sorry. His recipe's on the courier. Windrunner getting a little bit more farm there. Looks like she's really just trying to power through to get that Hex. That Hex is probably going to be her last item. Maybe she'll obviously go for more, but that's her last core item. PA is going to be able to get this tower here. Unless she's going for Butterfly. This is a ridiculous choice. I think this is really stupid because they don't stack. Evasion doesn't stack with other evasion. I think Faceless Void's backtrack does, but it does in that if it doesn't get backtracked, then it has the potential to be avoided other ways. TK using his new range to just do a lot of harassment out there on the Phantom Assassin. Just trying to get a little bit more vision of the PA there because the ward actually just expired, which really sucks. EC is up on the Elder Titan now. PA is still sitting at her current items that she still had. Let's see if there's anything new. Actually, may not even get a chance to. Oh dear, they both just spotted each other. I don't think that they know that there's a ward though. They do. They're going to instantly counter ward it out there. That was an incredibly smart idea. Unless Wisp ulties now. That's what I was thinking. Either that or like a Wisp. Wisp ulti would have been a good idea as well. TK's still a little bit too long there, but this is going to be just fine. And no, it doesn't look like there's any real new item pickups unless you guys want to look at them here. Yeah. At least they're having fun. Let's be honest here. At least they're having fun. Faceless Void's still getting a fair amount of farm out of this. Hasn't picked up any new items yet, but he is still farming away here. Rashawn's back up 30 seconds, and you can see right when that notification went up, look how far back the Dire is. I mean, they could be pressuring up here, but instead they're trying to keep control, like trying to force the Radiant into their base so that way they don't actually get a chance to go out here. Looks like they tried to go out onto the Tiny, but it didn't actually work out, and the dust was actually popped at the same time that the disruption happened, so he didn't actually even get dusted, which means that he's going to be just fine. And I think, yeah, Mech's still up, as well as Arcane Boots. I'm going to drop down a Sentry Ward just in case, but I don't think that anybody in there has the ability to go invis. No, maybe they thought there was a ward there, and they're actually going to go in for Rashawn, and it looks like they know it, but so does the Dire now. And he's going to use the Haste Rune. And Sobs is going to stay up here. Rashawn took a very minimal damage. He's going to be regened up here in just a second. It looks like the Dire is actually waiting for Radiant to go on it themselves. They saw it, they didn't, so now they're just trying to set back up. Tiny's going for a negative scepter. He really should get the point booster first. TK did it correctly. You go point booster, then the 3 attribute items, just because of the way that the shops work, in my opinion. And what the items do for you overall. Looks like he's going to get disarmed. Why did he just get... Oh, Heaven's Halberd was used there. I think that was a mistake, because if they went in right now, he should be able to use the Heaven's Halberd on the Faceless Void before he ulties. Now he's not even going to be able to do that. But it looks like he's actually going to be able to get it just fine. Windrunner picks up the Hex, but PA, I think that she's going to be able to sell her Portman Shield to get up the Aegis. Yeah. So that's the second Aegis. I think that's the last Aegis to be taken, if I'm not mistaken. Took a quick look over the replay, and I think that there was only 2. I think. So having the final Aegis in the game really actually does a lot for you. Has item progression, which is a medallion up on Undying that hasn't really been used a whole lot yet. Windrunner has her Hex. Literally all she has is Hex, 4-staff, base boots. Wisp has an Urn, Magic Stick, boots, so pretty standard on Wisp. Axe has fairly standard items as well. Looks like he's going for a Pipe next. And ooh, PA is actually going to get 4-staffed into the base. I don't think she expected that, but then the sleep's going to come out on all the Radiant Heroes. There's the dunk. Unfortunately, PA did not have a chance to use the Heaven's Halberd, but that's going to be 2 down on the Dire. PA is going to pop her Aegis. Windrunner did go down, and here comes the Cleave. There's a whole lot less to say. PA gets a crit on Faceless Void. Faceless Void's forced to buy back now. They're actually going to take down the Tombstone. PA is going to go down due to that insane, I don't remember what the move's called, Soul Rip. And it looks like Tiny's going to go down, and they're actually going to be able to clean up fairly well. This is the same thing that happened last time with the Faceless Void buyback. And he uses Ghost Scepter. Looks like he almost what it is there. Faceless Void's going to be able to time walk it out. There's the stun up on him. Is he actually going to get a kill here? I don't think so. They're really making work here. Faceless Void does end up taking him down, of course. Elder Titan pauses it. Wants a second. I'm fine with that. Oh. Windrunner having none of that. Instantly resumes the game. And that pause gave me enough time to eat a little bit. What's going on? In fact, looks like they're finally ready now. This game's definitely delivered in terms of action. It helped me get a little bit better at casting team fights. I didn't know that Elder Titan's move worked that way with Faceless Void. That's kind of interesting. You can time block at the same time as the sleep, and you don't get slept. So, there's not a whole lot about item progression right now. Faceless Void is going to be able to pick up a Butterfly very shortly, if he wants to, that is. So he's just going to be farming up the jungle here. Take a look at the XP. There's about a 6,000 experience lead. This is the first time that the Radiant's been this high. First time almost the Dire's been this high even. In terms of gold, it stayed consistently into the Radiant. I think they've had better map control. Like when they do have the control, they've been using it more effectively. Item choices I don't fully agree with. They're going too all-in on items and too expensive items. But with an 8,000 gold lead, I guess you had that capability to do that. Not even have to worry. So that was a hood up on Axe, which means that the pipe is not all that far off. What is it? 1,500 gold that he needs, so not that bad. They're setting up for Rashawn, but I'm not quite sure why. Aegis was popped by the PA. Faceless Void straight up buys a BKB and is having it sent out to him now. Tiny picks a tree out of the forest, and now he's good to go with his Aghanim Scepter. They're going to smoke up here. This is only a 4-man smoke. They're missing the PA. Maybe they want to use her as bait up against the Faceless Void. There's that discern that I was talking about. And they do get revealed off by the Windrunner, which kind of sucks for their smoke usage. They probably saw the rest of the two due to the Sentry Ward. But now Tiny's just going to be able to plow right on through these waves. And Windrunner realizes now that, hey guys, the camp has been moved. So the Radiant should know that they're there now. And they're going to ward it up. They're going to throw the axe in, and then it's going to do a fair amount of damage. Actually, it looks like they're basically going to be able to wipe out the Radiant. Faceless Void's not going to have a buyback, and I think we may see a GG come out soon. Viper's going to do a fair amount of damage here, and SD is still going to try to take him out. Tiny did go down, and it looks like PA is going to go down as well, but that was 4 man down, 2 people buyback, both the Viper and the SD. Undying and Faceless Void also went down, and all that went down on the Dire is now an Axe, a Tiny, and a PA, but it looks like they're actually going to be able to make this pretty even here. Ghost Scepter's popped, but now they can see him again. TK is going to use the LT and his Q. Shadow Demon's going to be popping out all the Shadow Poisons that he can. So, I mean, honestly, when you get this late game, in terms of experience, it's better for the down team because you're getting closer to level 25. Although nobody is yet. No, nobody's level 25 yet. But in terms of gold, it's always better, I think, for the team that is ahead because you're even. No, it's going to be better for you. So Faceless Void, he is still squishy, and this is his biggest problem. He needs health, and this is the only time I would recommend picking up an Aghanim Scepter as well. Gives you health, gives you mana, and lowers your cooldown on your LT. TK avoids the slow there. And it looks like, are they actually going to try to pressure this? I don't think that they should, unless they can take out this Tiny here. That's 2 massive item pickups, 1 defensive, 1 offensive here on the Dire. That was a pipe picked up by the Axe, and a Battle Fury actually picked up by the PA at the same time. That's massive. So, in terms of their offensive potential, it's going to be a lot better now. I didn't even realize PA didn't have it yet. So that's going to be really dangerous now. And the pipe up on Axe just means that they're going to be even more survivable to deal more damage and be able to dish out a little bit more from that battle, the Blade Fury. As SD is actually going to be caught out here. She's going to pop the BKB. I don't think this was an unwise use, and I think they should just let the SD die. But they used a lot there, so he is going to be down for a minute, which sucks. But I think that actually he bought that Staff of Wizardry before he died, but actually he didn't even have buyback, to tell you the truth, so it wouldn't have meant anything anyway. Rashawn's back up in 2 minutes, but I think they're going to take this tier 3 out first. And they're actually going to pop the Axe out just like last time. They're going to do massive amounts of damage. This is actually a repeat almost of every single fight that they're having. Faceless Void, he's trying to just plow right on through them, and it looks like, oh wow, maybe that was a Blade Fury right there that dealt back a lot of damage, but that was a huge amount of damage that just got right returned back to him. He doesn't have Mask of Madness, so he's obviously not going to go in right now. He knows that he needs to burst them down. Movie Star, he's going to be returning a lot of damage now to TK. Pursuit of Happiness is taking a lot of that L10 as well. That Shackle Shot going all the way back to the Dire base, that's pretty insane. Wisp looks like he's going to be taking back the Movie Star. PA and Tiny are both going to be going down here, but I don't think they realize, oh, they actually decide to let the Wisp die out and not bring the Axe. Maybe that was a good decision. Rashawn's back up in 1 minute. I think that they're going to need to push this out. I think that they need to try to take a tier 3. They don't have enough, everybody's going to be back in time for Rashawn, and actually Wisp is back now already. I don't think that buyback was necessary, but whatever. I think if anything, they're going to be able to scratch the tier 3. I don't think that they're actually going to be able to. Like, maybe they should push out all 3 lanes, push out bottom as well. So that when Roshan comes from that, it's more dangerous for the Dire to try to take. But I don't think that they're going to be able to push into the base here.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
And they don't even have Windrunner at this point. Here comes the sleep on all 3. Oh, Faceless Void actually is going to be able to avoid it. And he actually time walks away from the stun. Shadow Name is actually going to go down. And this is not what you need to happen right now. They needed to back off and just push up the 3 lanes. I think that would have given them a lot more in terms of overall worth. That was 130 gold that also went down from the Undying. He's probably given up about 1,000 gold. Maybe even 1,500 to the Dire team. But that's not something you can afford to do in a game where it is actually fairly in the Radiant favor. But I still think that they could be maybe a 10k advantage, not just from the Tombstone, but in terms of play. But the Tombstone easily did 1,000 there. Basically, he's going to get caught out. Oh, if he did not time walk into that avalanche, he would have been screwed. And he doesn't even have buyback right now, so it's incredibly risky. Power Shot deals a little bit of harassment on the Ultra Titan. So in terms of gold and experience, they're both around 8,000. And it looks like they're going to be trying to burst down TK. He's been able to get through a lot there, and they're actually going to go back on the Movie Star. With the pipe, he gets so much protection now. And Faceless Void is actually going to be able to take out the PA. The Earth Split doesn't do a whole lot, so that's the PA and the Axe both down. This could be massive for the Radiant to be able to kill off both of them. Little Habast is actually going down as well. Other Titan is able to sleep him, and looks like he's going to be able to get away. Sorry. Wisp maybe not getting so lucky, and if he gets even stunned once, yep. There's the Hex, and they're actually just going to be able to dominate him. Now, if they go for Roshan, this is a Roshan with cheese, and I think that getting a Roshan with cheese is going to be more important than pushing the tier 3 at this point. Looks like they don't think so, though. Because with Roshan on Faceless Void, I don't think he could actually carry it. Maybe TK could carry it? Yeah. Looks like they're not going to risk it, though, and they're just going to go right ahead for that tier 3. They're going to try to push through the backdoor protection. I don't recommend with the heroes that they have, and wow, they're going to take a lot of damage right now trying to do this. This is what I was talking about. This is the risk that you take when you just try to go ahead and dominate. Movie Star, he doesn't want to pop his pipe right now. He's still going to take a fair amount of damage, and they're actually going to lose both racks, I think.
Dire's middle barracks is under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Okay. Okay. And with that, Radiant's just going to quickly take Roshan. I don't think that Titan's going to be able to do a whole lot. He's stunned here. Faceless Void getting out the stun. And actually, it looks like Faceless Void is going to go down. There's the disruption, actually. Try to save him. There's the really quick ulti usage, and they're going to burst down the PA. And it looks like actually they're going to be able to take down the Axe as well. There goes down the Axe. So with Axe and PA down, I think that they're going to be able to win this. Right here. They're going to take out Roshan. The Wisp goes down as well. They can't fight. I don't think that Dire can fight this anymore.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Incredibly back and forth game. You were not lying, TKDota. I may pick up some more games from you if you happen to post them. With your, I don't know if you guys want to see stacked games. I think that there's about 4 people from the same group, but I think that they're enjoyable as long as it's like a 4v4. Radiant's going to be going up with a probably 10k gold in experience. Actually, we're looking at 20,000 experience, nearly 20,000 gold. And it looks like they're just going to finish this off. GG will played, gets thrown out from Movie Star. And it looks like they're just going to go for the tier 4s. Mega Creeps helping out, or Super. I think they're just Mega Creeps super helping here. Basis Void doing the typical carry thing where you just try to take out whatever you can to get the gold you can in the end. And so begins the mountain farming. Ooh, this could actually be really... I mean, I think it's over, but that could have been really bad there. I'm actually going to spawn out TK. TK is going to go down. The Ancient's actually under attack right now, and I think that the Dire is just trying to get all the Radiant Heroes out of there before they start to fight back. But just the lead that they have, it's showing right now in terms of their DPS. They're going to use Disruption to save the Undying, actually, and they're going to be able to kill all 4. Wisp can't really do a whole lot right now. Basis Void's going to pop the ulti. Windrunner's going to pick up the Linking Spear to end off the game. And Basis Void did take out the tier 3 top lane in the end. GG roleplays get thrown out all around. I agree. Great game. Thank you for submitting it, TK. Hopefully I'll be able to do 2, maybe 3 games tomorrow before I head into work. Because I work later on in the evenings this week. Anyway, thanks you guys for tuning in. Really, if you guys enjoy it, please give me a subscribe or a like, maybe comment with some constructive feedback. Again, I am very, very new at this. I just started about 2-3 days ago, so any constructive feedback will be taken with open arms. Again, if you guys want to submit your replays to myself, you can, or not really submit them, but where I pick them up is from the subreddit for dota2castit. I think it's reddit.com/r/dota2castit. I'm going to include it in the description. So if you guys want me to cast your games, if you guys think that they're either action-packed, a lot of kills, cool strats, or interesting strats, or anything like that, any kind of unique kind of game or very high skill bracket, please do recommend it to me in the comments, or maybe point me to the link where I can find the match IDs. The last thing is please make sure they're under an hour, so that way I can make sure I can get them out, because it's difficult to make sure that a game is really good to cast. I've actually cast 2 so far that I couldn't even post because of what they were like. So it makes it a little bit easier to try to pump these out as quickly as I can. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. See you later.